Hey, and welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to add a character to our scene. Now, you can use your own character, or you can model your own character and create a character animation and bring that in. But I'm going to use Mixamo to download a character and also some character animation. It just makes it a bit easier for this course, but you can feel free to use your own character and animation if you want to do that. So here I am logged into Mixamo. This is a free service by Adobe, so you just need to create a free Adobe account, and then you can log in here with your account and download some characters and also animations. So right here at the top you can click on characters, and this will give you a whole list of different characters that we can use. And I want to go with something like a zombie, so let's maybe look for something. Here we go, zombie girl, and we can just say use this character, and then it's going to load that character here in this little 3D viewport. And now we can go to the animations and choose what animation we want to apply to this model. So here you have all these different animations, and I want to like a zombie walk, so I'm going to just search for zombie, and here we go. We have some options here, so you can simply just click on one of these and that will apply that animation to your character. So let's just zoom out here a bit so we can see our character a bit better. So I want something where the character is kind of walking slowly, maybe. Let's see how this one looks like. This is like a proper zombie walk. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And now here on the right hand side you can change some of the options. So I want to increase the frame numbers just so that we are 100% sure that the amount of frames are actually enough for our animation or our video duration. So you can see that's a bit longer. So we've got 242 frames, which is actually a bit too long, but it's fine. It's always better to have more frames than less frames. Now you can also do things like in place if you want to animate the movement of the character, so the character actually stays in the same position. But I'm going to untick that because we actually going to use the full motion of the walking cycle. And you can also change things here like stride, overdrive, and character arm space. This will kind of change the way the character animates, but you can go ahead and play around with this. Alright, so once we are happy with our character and the animation, we want to download this as an FBX file. So simply click on download here at the top, and this will give you some options like the format. So we're going to leave this as default FBX binary, and then with skin, this is if you want to download the character skin as well with all the textures, or if you just want to apply this animation to a different character, then you can go ahead and just download the bones without the skin. Because we want this zombie character, I'm going to leave it on with skin, and then frames per second. So this is the frame rate. So this doesn't really matter that much because we can readjust the frame rate of this character inside of Blender, but choose something that's kind of close to the original footage. So I know my footage was shot at 25 frames a second, so I'm going to choose 24 because it's just a bit closer to 25. And then keyframe reduction, I'm going to leave this on none because that will just export all the keyframes for us. And now I can go ahead and click on download. So let's choose where we want to download it. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm just going to call it character. And I'm going to save it inside of this folder, zombiewalk.fbx, and save. Alright, so that file is downloading, so we can go back into Blender, and now we're going to import our character. So let's quickly look through our camera and see where we want to import our character. So the idea that I have is that the character will actually appear from behind this building. So somewhere here the character will kind of stumble out of this area here, coming out from behind the building, and then we will see the character maybe walking this way. So that's kind of the idea I have. So let's see if our download is complete. Yeah, it's completed, so we can go ahead, go back into Blender, and now we're going to import that FBX as our character. So go to File, go to Import, and choose FBX. Alright, and now we're gonna browse to that folder, the character folder, and we're gonna select that FBX file. Now there's a few things you can change here on the right hand side under the settings. The only thing that I really want to change is if you go to armature, you will see there's one option that says automatic bone orientation. So simply click that and that will automatically orient the bones correctly, because sometimes if you don't click that or if you don't tick that box, some of the bone orientation might be incorrect. So that's the only thing you need to check, and then click on import FBX. Now you can see our zombie woman has been brought in. She is standing right there, and if we play this back you can see she's walking, and if we look at this from the side or from the front, you can see she is definitely on the floor, which is perfect. The scale is also not looking too bad, so that's great. So let's look at the camera view again, and if you select your character, just make sure that you select the armature. Here in the outliner you'll see there's armature, and below that you will have all the different meshes of that character. So just select the armature, and then you'll see all these keyframes here at the bottom. Now you can go ahead and you can scale this if you want them to kind of move slower or faster. So let me just quickly demo that. So if we zoom in here, and if I select all these keyframes by pressing A and then S to scale, you can see I can scale them so they are smaller. But if I play this back now, she'll walk pretty fast. Go back to the first frame, let's just undo that. And if you scale it the other way, so if you scale the keyframes this way, and if I play this back, you'll see she'll kind of move kind of more in slow motion. So let's just undo that. Just the easy way to readjust the timing of a character animation. So now we want to move this character so she's on this side of the building. So I'm going to move her down on the y-axis, then move on the x-axis so she's just on the other side of that building. And maybe we want to just move her back so she starts behind the building, so maybe right around here. And now if we scrub through this, we will see that our zombie will appear at around frame 60 maybe. Let's just go to frame 40 and move her forward slightly so she kind of appears there. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's just play that back and have a look. Now obviously you can see her in front of the building, but don't worry about that, because that is something we will fix when we do the compositing. So then we will rotate out this part of the building so this part of the building is in front of the zombie. So just make sure she is in the correct position and that she's on the floor. So if we look at this from the front again, you'll see that our zombie is on the floor, and that's perfect. Alright, so look through the camera again. Let's play this back from the first frame and let's have a look. Alright, so I think that looks pretty cool. You can obviously add more characters to the scene. Feel free to add hordes of zombies or different crowds of people doing different things. But for this example, I think one character is good enough. And yeah, go ahead and save your project now, and I will see you in the next lesson.